Now we're going to get into some undrafted free agent signings that the Oakland Raiders had post-NFL draft. First guy I got come for you guys, Marcus Baugh, tight end from Ohio State. He went through 7 rounds of the NFL draft and didn't hear his name called, but it didn't take long for him to land on an NFL team. Baugh redshirted his first season and recorded just 3 receptions for 34 yards and 1 touchdown over his first 2 seasons. Earlier in his career, the Riverside, California native debated transferring but elected to stay with the Buckeyes. Baugh was suspended 1 game in 2013 and 2 more starts in 2014. As a senior, he finally became the Buckeyes starting tight end, finishing 2017 with 28 catches, 340 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Next guy, Saeed Blacknall, wide receiver, Penn State. A tall 6'3" athletic and quick target, the Nittany Lions wideout nevertheless made just 15 starts at receiver over his 4 seasons at State College. One of those starts was a particular memorable one, though, a 6-catch, 155-yard receiving performance in the 2016 Big Ten Championship game against Wisconsin that saw him score 2 touchdowns in a 38-31 victory. At Penn State's Pro Day on March 20th, the New Jersey native put on a show for the visiting teams on hand, posting a blistering 4.39 40-yard time and selling out for catches. Next guy, Jason Kambida. This is one of those guys that I talked about earlier on the Raiders Report. He was a visit. Throughout his 3 years as a starter, Kambida held together at Penn State's linebacking core that was largely ravaged by injuries. He returned from an injury of his own to lead Penn State to an upset of then number 2 Ohio State in 2016 that essentially put the Nittany Lions back on the national map. Kambida earned second-team All-Big Ten honors in 2017 and finished 9th on Penn State's career tackles list with 286. That's impressive at linebacker U. Next guy coming up, Brandon Hodges, offensive lineman, Pitt. Hodges only played with the Panthers briefly as he came to Pitt as a graduate transfer from Texas in July 2017. However, after initially battling with Jared Jones-Smith for playing time at right tackle, he ended up splitting time at right guard with Alex Bookster and Mike Herdon, starting against Georgia Tech, Rice, and Youngstown State, and playing 8 other games. During his only non-redshirt season in Texas, Hodges started 9 games at right tackle and played in 11 of the Longhorns' 12 games in 2016. However, after missing part of spring practices for academic reasons. Next guy coming up, Alex Officer, probably my favorite name on the Oakland Raiders team. So this guy, lineman, is reported for duty in Oakland and with his fellow Pitt teammate, Hodges. Officer spent his college career shifting between center and guard. All told, he started in 48 of Pitt's 51 games over the last 4 years and played in each of those 51 games. He made 23 starts at center in 2014 and 2016, 13 at right guard in 2015, and 12 at left guard in 2017. After his senior season, Officer was invited to play in the 2018 NFLPA Collegiate Bowl alongside Hodges on the national team. Next guy coming up, Jamarcus King, quarterback, South Carolina. King came to USC as a 4-star junior college prospect from Coffeyville. Sounds like a pretty nice place for me to visit. He took a few games to get into the starting lineup and started his final 24 contest. He had 92 tackles in 2 years, breaking up 21 passes and snagging 5 interceptions. At 6'2", he ran a 4.7 40-yard dash at the combine. Next guy, Keyshawn McClain, safety, North Texas. He led the Mean Green in tackles his sophomore and junior season and still led the team in solo tackles with 67 and had 2 interceptions in his senior season. McClain's tackling and pursuit are his 2 best attributes, but his size and ball skills will be his point of emphasis in camp. Next guy, Eddie Pinheiro, kicker, Florida. He decided to bet on himself that he had shown enough in his 2 years with the Gators to land an opportunity in the NFL. Pinheiro will join Gators punter Johnny Townsend in workouts with the team, trying to win a job and keep the impressive duo together. The most successful kicker in Gators history, Pinheiro finished his 2 seasons in Gainesville with a program record 88.4% conversion rate on field goals. For that matter, he connected on 29 of his final 30 attempts dating back to 2016 and led the country with a 94.4% success rate in 2017. Next guy coming up on the board, Nick Sharga, fullback, Temple. Awesome hairdo. Sharga is a Gruden grinder, man. A man who gives 110% on every play, who is tough and physical. He was a Campbell Trophy semifinalist, which is given to the player with the best combination of academics, community service, and on-field performance. Last, but certainly not least, Nick Washington, defensive back from Florida. A heady player, Washington couldn't stay away from injury issues in his last 2 years on campus when he was finally had a chance to get on the field and play a lot. He was going to be a leader in the Gators secondary before a shoulder injury set him back and ended his final season in his 5th game of the year. He started all 5 games he played in 2017 and finished with 29 tackles, including a career-high 9 tackles in the season opener versus Michigan. If Washington can stay healthy, this would be a great signing by the Raiders. Now, Raider Nation, let's run through all those UDFAs one more time. We got Marcus Baugh. We got the receiver Blacknall from Penn State, Kabita, linebacker from Penn State. Then we got Hodges from Pittsburgh, Officer, my man, greatest name maybe out of all these guys from Pitt. Now let's get to the next guys, Jamarcus King. We got McLean from North Texas. We got the kicker from Florida, and then Temple's fullback, and then Nick Washington, defensive back from Florida. Raider Nation, thank you so much for tuning in to Raiders Report. Remember to like Oakland Raiders by Chat Sports so you know exactly when I go live. My name is Mitchell Renz, and until next time, go Raiders.